Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. How's it going? The chat is up and running. The poll question is already up. Look at me, I'm styling. Yesterday, I had a meltdown, as I did the before. It suddenly dawned on me I do not know where YouTube is putting this show. I got to stop melting down. That's the bottom line. It's all my fault, people. Anything and everything that goes with this channel is on me. I can't blame my production assistant. I don't have one. It's all me. Afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m., supposedly. Eastern Standard Time. This show has no script. It has no agenda. It has no set topic. That's all left to the people in the chat. If you want to be able to chat, you're going to need that Discord app from YouTube. It's free, just like this show is free. I'll try not to have a meltdown today. Try to get the whole show in. I've had a bad week thus far. I need to quit looking. I need to stop paying attention. Just 7.5 months in, I don't see the show growing as fast as I think it should. Well, part of it's me. I don't think I'm giving YouTube enough information. So if you look up the show, you'll see that there are detailed descriptions that weren't there previously. I've made a few small changes. Hopefully that'll improve us. All right, Ryan in the house. Well, I appreciate you, brother. And I got to ask, how's the relationship? Where are you at? Are you back together? Are you single? Oh, I can't understand YouTube at all. Hey, anytime, I don't have all the answers, but sometimes I stumble onto something, you know? But yeah, I can't figure YouTube out. I've scheduled the live streams and they're not listed under live. Well, that's basically what I've done now with this channel. I've added to the description and I've scheduled the live streams in advance to give the algorithm a chance to figure it out. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I just have to be patient and stop melting down. The last 2 days, I've looked for it while I'm live streaming and it doesn't show under live. I don't get that. But I'm glad that you're back together with your lady. I honestly think that it's our loving relationships that bring us the most joy in life. That joy is necessary in order for a human being to stay sane. Personal opinion. I mean, feel free to disagree, but I just, it matters. Yeah, probably. You're probably right. But I can't settle on a topic. That defeats the whole purpose of the show. The purpose of the show is for you, the viewer, to determine what we talk about. As long as we stay within the community guidelines that YouTube has established, I don't care what we talk about. I really don't. But it does stress me out when there's no one in the chat at all and I'm, almost 8 months in. Yeah, that could be. From what I glean from talking to people, most of my viewers are between ages, well, I'll say 25 and 45. Well, then tell me, Ryan, what do you think my niche should be? I have no idea. You got one with your videos. I watched one of yours last weekend, as a matter of fact. I put a good like on there for you. Yeah, well, my life has been very unique. There's no nice way to put it other than unique. But I don't think my life's over. I think I got another 20 years left, even though I'm smoking. So, I got my lungs checked last year. My doctor said, get out of here. You're fine. I thought about changing it to 420 chat at one point. I thought 420 chat would be an original name. I had done a search and I didn't see that pop up. Yeah. There's not that many smokers left, believe me. Yeah, but I didn't want to tempt myself to try smoking pot on a live stream. I figured that would get me booted. And if I get stoned, there's no telling what I'd say. I'll bet. I need to monetize the media company, but I don't need to monetize this show. You know what I mean? There's a fine line. But there are, there's a lot of 420 friendly products coming out now. Yeah. I'll get Crumbleina on it. I'll ask her opinion. I can come up with something better than afternoon chat. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, your name is catchy. It really is. I love the name Tragedy Tales. I was thinking you should put in there hosted by Ryan to kind of personalize it, but you do that in each of your videos. I love the way your introduction goes. It's very smooth. And I've been watching, and I've seen flaws in other people that I watch. And when I watch your channel, you don't have any of those same flaws. Well, I watch Cross Timbers Bison a lot, and he makes editing mistakes, and a screen comes up that says that he was supposed to put something in there, but he didn't. And I actually saw a full 30 seconds of that screen before his video continued, and I'm like, that's an editing error. Ryan never makes those. Yours are perfect. They're seamless. I honestly can't tell where you've edited your videos. Not that I've seen. And I've probably watched, I don't know, maybe 25% of your videos now. Well, that's probably a high. I'll go back. I'll say 20% of your videos. I don't want to mislead you, you know. But I fully intend to see them all. Okay. Yeah, I enjoy your videos immensely. Even though the subject matter is a negative, you present it in a light that I can tell that you've dealt with grief in your life. You understand the grieving process. Your attention to detail does show. To me, anyways. I'll have to get on YouTube and do some searches for prospective names. Well, that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I am getting regulars. I got some people that talk to me every week, and that's nice. I can't help but mention the fact that 7.5 months in, no one's ever said a bad word to me on here. And all the other research that I did said that when you open an open chat room, you're going to get slammed with all kinds of trolls, all kinds of bots. I've had to throw out 2 bots, and no one has said a bad word. No one has trolled me. Yeah, I agree. You're a wise man, Ryan. You really are. Your experience has helped me a number of times. I thought about that. I've got like 175 vids on online now, and I was thinking I should package them like 20 a month. Organize them in some way, because when they come up on YouTube, it's all over the place. This one was 4 months ago. This one was 2 months ago. This one was last week. I looked at that and I saw Joe Rogan. He's up into 4-digit numbers. I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. But I do think that it needs some type of organization or cataloging. I was figuring when I hit the 1-year anniversary, I would go through and create 12 separate playlists. Month number 1, month number 2. I don't know. I definitely need to work on it. In 7.5 months, I should be up over 64 subscribers. And I'm not trying to whine and complain. I'm just saying that I've been out there. Some days it's like they don't show it to anyone at all. And then other days, like my birthday, March 9th, I had 115 viewers. I hit triple digits. That was a first. I don't know. I thought maybe YouTube put me in front of more people because it was my birthday. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I like using my face for the thumbnail. I think it's unique and it is representative of what you're going to see. And I do like the different colored backgrounds. But I agree with you. I think the title is just too bland, too boring. Yeah. I think we're on the same page, brother. Yeah. It is raining miserably here today. What do you got up there? What's going on in the UK? It rained all night long and I kept my window open and I slept like a baby. I'm thinking the first word has got to have some oomph, some bite to it, you know? Yeah, what are you, about 5 hours ahead of me? I can't remember. It's 3:21 here. Really? You change the title of an old video and it increases clicks or gets more clicks with a better title? I find that very interesting. But I'm thinking just a one word title. That's interesting. I gotta I gotta put some serious thought into this. You've come a long way, brother. Your channel is immense as far as I'm concerned. Just immense. I see you hitting a million subscribers within the next 2 years. You've got all new tragedies coming up every year. Interesting. Interesting. You're really smart, Ryan. That's scary. Oh, no, I'll leave the scary thumbnails to you, brother. Oh, I'm not going to give up. I just have to keep from having a meltdown on camera. You know, the last 2 days, it was just nuts. I only lasted 44 minutes in yesterday's stream. I lost it. Interesting. So many things are popping into my mind. Yeah. I'm thinking like hot topic chat. And then some piece of news like Hormuz open again, Hormuz closed, or war grows larger. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I have gotten better about doing the polls, and they are getting, people are voting. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have no hot news myself. Well, I was thinking about starting a drone factory, making the money. It's interesting. Yeah. I also thought about buying some software to try to enhance the show. Well, I was thinking I could, if I bought some software, I could record a intro and record the tail end of the show. I was watching Tom Grossi last night, and he had 6 intro videos all back to back. He was 4 minutes into the stream before he came on camera. I found that interesting. The guy's got 1 million subscribers. I got to believe he knows what the hell he's doing. And if he's putting up 4 or 5 intros in a row, Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to do that many, but I need to be open to doing new things to enhance the show's progress. Well, I was talking a lot of personal news last week when my father was ill. I don't know if you caught that or not, but I watched him have a mini stroke while I was there at the hospital. It scared the shit out of me. Yeah, I know. I've seen that. Yes, he's doing great now. Thanks for asking. Oh, let me tell you how this went down because it scared the shit out of me. I get a call that says he's pissed off. He's in the hospital, not doing well, in a lot of pain, and he's mad. He's angry. And my father has a very deep voice, much like myself, and it can be very intimidating, scares people. My father is a nonviolent man, as am I, but the voice can scare the shit out of people. So I get up there first thing in the morning, not knowing what I'm walking into. And he's given me one word replies to everything. I'm talking baseball. I'm talking, his favorite players. And he's saying, yep, nope, yep, nope. One word replies. Not normal. The nurse comes in to check his blood pressure, and he's got an automatic cuff. She uses it, and she shakes her head, and she goes and she gets the manual. She comes in and puts another cuff on him and stands there and does it. And I'm thinking, and I say to her, is it low? She said, no, it's abnormally high. And I'm like, how high? She said, 190. I said, shit. That's not right. That's not normal. She starts interacting with him, and he blurts out a sentence, and it's gobbledygook. There was no sense to it. It was not they weren't real words. And she gets on a walkie-talkie, and I'm telling you, within a minute and a half, there were 9 nurses in there, all of them doing their job. It looked like a Formula One pit crew, and I was just in the way. I backed into a corner of the room, and I let them all go. And within the next 10 minutes, they had him stabilized and speaking real words. They took him down for a CT scan. The next morning, I'm in there when the resident cardiologist came through to check on him. She and I had a conversation, and she agreed with me. I think he had a mini stroke yesterday while I was in here. She said yes. She said the CT came back clean, but she believed it was a mini stroke as well. But the staff at that hospital, they came out of the woodwork. I mean, I'd been roaming those halls. There was nobody around. And I'm telling you, within a minute, that room was full. He was getting injections. They were interacting with him and lift up your arm, lift up your other arm, lift up your foot, lift up your other foot. Do you feel that? Press against this, They were checking all of his cognitive functions as well. The RN had a little booklet with a bunch of pictures. And what do you see in this picture? Can you tell me? Yeah. Went to breakfast with him yesterday. He's doing great. Half of his bruises are gone. His bruises were really bad, but half of them are gone. He's been cleared by the doctor to drive. He's still getting physical therapy at home. I watched him walk. He's picking up his feet good. He's not scuffing. But yeah, it scared the hell out of me. So that became a topic last week. Saturday, he had the mini stroke. By Sunday night, 9 o'clock, I'm getting calls from my sister. Dad's trying to leave the hospital. They got him better. And as soon as he got better, he wanted out. He did not get released until Wednesday. Yeah. They made him stay in a couple more days. They made sure that he was stable. He was eating good and his whole digestive system was functioning. When they saw him have a mini stroke, I think that raised the bar of his abilities in order to get released. But he met him and he's doing really great. And he's not on any pain pills or anything like that. He's healing up. Just between you and me, though, I'll tell you, I'm giving him some extra special hugs when I see him. But we've had other family problems coming up, too. I could talk about that stuff. Addiction. I got a sister that's got a meth problem. In her 60s, a meth problem. Not good. And I could talk about stuff like that. I had my own addiction problems throughout my life. Hell, from age 15 to 35, I was a blackout drunk. It took me 20 years to put that bottle down. And now I got beers been sitting in my refrigerators for months, literally months. Occasionally I'll be watching Tom Grossi or something and I'll have a beer while he's having a beer. But I really don't drink anymore. And I smoke pot like from 5 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. at night. Yeah. Years ago with the smoking pot, I was wake and bake, and I can't do that anymore. I got too much on my mind. Well, I'm writing a book. I'm trying to start a podcast. I got family issues. I got a lot going on. And I'm serious about starting a drone factory. I was seriously thinking about it. Warfare has changed, and the United States military industrial complex is not keeping up, and they can't keep up because they need billions in profit to be happy. No, I'm not on any of the other platforms. My son wants me to get on a couple, and my youngest son, and I tell him no. They just don't interest me. Every time I get on one of them and I look at it, like Truth Social or X, I mean, they're like out of bizarro world to me. Facebook, I got mad at and I got off of back in 2022. I'd been on Facebook for about 15 years. When I originally got on Facebook, I had listed my phone number. As my online knowledge increased, I found out I didn't want my phone number available to the public. So I tried to delete it from Facebook, and they would not let me delete my phone number. And that's when I deleted my Facebook. When I had opened the account, that kind of security was not a concern. Years later, when it was, and I wanted to change things, they just wouldn't let me. And I had a few hundred friends on there. I actually used to chat on there, and I used to support Bernie Sanders online on Facebook back in the day. I don't support any politicians anymore. I do miss Facebook Marketplace, but that's the only thing I miss. Well, that and the photos, family photos we used to get and share. But the things I see going on social media, people threatening one another, they don't make it look attractive to me at all. The people I find in the chat on YouTube are all nice. They're all friendly. It's interesting to me the changes I've gone through with computers. I bought my first one in 86 or 87, somewhere in there, Radio Shack. It was a Tandy. Eventually, I got into it and I actually built my own computer from scratch. And now it's not worth it to me to build one. I had built a gaming computer with the hottest cards available and everything. And it was real high speed, and it's not worth the money. Yeah, when you buy electronics, they're good for about 18 months, and then they invent something else. It's like the iPhone. What are we on now? Number 17, 16, 17? 18 months, your equipment is useless. So I'm like, well, instead of doing this, and Windows had also pissed me off during that process. Well, they destroyed their own product. Windows 98 was functional. I'm telling you, I could fly with that. Any Windows since then, nothing but trash as far as I'm concerned. Personal opinion. But so I got rid of Windows. I'm like, all right, I'll just buy a Chromebook laptop. And that's what I got. And I'm sitting here last year and I said, well, that's Google. I'm watching Google. This shit should all work. And I plug it in and it does. Go figure. Yeah, there was one of them that my son suggested to me. Can't remember what it was. He just cleared me to use some AI. He told me I could use Claude. I haven't punched it up yet, but he warned me to stay away from the other Grok and Chat GPT and all these. But he said I could use Claude if I wanted. They're not as morally reprehensible as the others, I guess. But yeah, I was gonna put my drone business pitch together, and then I was gonna ask Claude who I should pitch it to. But yeah, I got to come up with a new name for this show. It's got to be something catchy. Maybe I don't know. Something to think about. I'll smoke on it. Go for a walk in the park with Crumbelina and talk to her about it, get her input. She has more of an artistic way of looking at things. She's like, I don't know, real focused, and she pays attention to the fine details of things, and I just can't or won't anymore. I lose patience with something and I stick it in a pile. And there that pile will be sitting 2 years later, right? But I could take a look at some of the other social medias, like this Blue Sky. I've never even punched that up and taken a look at it, really. I could look at some of that stuff. It wouldn't kill me. I'm thinking whatever I do, I should probably get with it and do it soon. April, or no, yeah, we're April 15th today. Oh, yeah, tax time here in America. Get your taxes postmarked today by the end of business if you're in the United States. IRS penalties here are stupid. Years ago, I made a 72-cent error. I underpaid my taxes by 72 cents. 3 months later, I get a notice from the IRS that I owed them $9.72. In 90 days, $9 in interest and penalties on a 72-cent balance. Stupid. That's like 9,000%. Okay. I mean, that's just insane. For 72 cents. Yeah. April 15th is taxes are due in the United States. You must have them postmarked, and any money due must be sent to them. Otherwise, you suffer the interest and penalties. And they glob them on. My personal opinion, for 72 cents, for them to waste a fraction of a second on that was absurd. Do you guys got a tax due date like April 15th in the UK? I'm thinking you don't. We've got multiple tax deadlines that they don't tell you about, like property taxes. Those all got different deadlines. You've got summer taxes, you've got winter taxes. The income tax is the one that's April 15th. If you're like an independent contractor, you basically got to file your taxes 4 times a year, once every quarter, once every 3 months. Yeah. My oldest son uses an accountant. To me, I always did my own. I don't even have to file now. I'm below poverty level, so I don't file a tax return anymore. Being a senior on a fixed income, even with my book sales, I'm below poverty level, so I don't have to sweat it. But my oldest son uses an accountant for everything. My youngest son has had his own financial advisor since he was 12, so, and he's turning 29 next month. I think what I'm going to do tonight is I think I'm going to smoke a bowl and I'll come up with 5 possible names for the show, and then I'll sit down and search each one and see what comes up. I'm thinking like hot topic chat, you know, very generalized, but still unique. Most of my subscribers aren't in the United States. I should actually probably do something more global chat, world chat, something like that. Hot topic chat hosted by a ghost mostly. Today's topic, World War III. I don't know. Fantasy chat. That's interesting. Just create kind of a subfolder. Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. Afternoon chat today and tomorrow. Maybe I could get something about my live and let live policy in there. Afternoon chat. Yeah. I need to change it. You've convinced me. Let go of my arm. Oh, let go of my arm. Ryan's twisting my arm. Oh, I agree. There's more than one idea there, brother. I'd also thought about doing other stuff like morning chat or evening chat. And I thought about, getting a studio and maybe hiring people. Oh, I love you, Ryan. I love you very much, man. I appreciate all your time and all your help. You're a wise man with experience, and I do have a level of trust for you. I'd say you're right up there. Lightning. That's real interesting. A friend of mine, she's in the music industry. She has a website, and behind her in the website is lightning cracking in the night sky. I was thinking that I could get a longer cord and I could take my laptop outside and sit in the courtyard. It might piss my neighbors off. But I'm definitely an outdoors type person. I was thinking that I could use my phone and I could videotape myself bass fishing and then put that up. But I was also thinking I could do like instructional videos. Well, I was going to video it, not live stream it. You got no guarantee you're going to catch a fish every time you go fishing. And when you're bass fishing, if you're catching bluegills or perch, it's disappointing, right? You're wanting bass. You're wanting to catch a fish this big and you're getting little jobs. My luck, I'd catch like a snapping turtle, something like that. But yeah, I was thinking about shooting me fishing. I can't garden. I'm actually thinking about getting a marijuana plant this year, and I'm wondering, can I keep the damn thing alive? I have kind of a black thumb when it comes to growing things. I did all right with kids, but plants, not so much. Yeah. Well, they used to grow crazy like that in America too. I remember walking into a park in Kansas, and they had 6 foot tall plants growing in Kansas back in the early 70s. I was thinking of just germinating two seeds and putting them in individual pots, and then eventually transferring them to like a 5 gallon bucket. Now, when I was, get this, when I was 14, I ran away from home, and I was living with 4 college kids. I was the live in maid. They gave me a cot in the basement. And after they threw parties, I would do the cleanup. I ran the grocery list, all that crap in the kitchen, took care of the dishes every day in order to, that's what I did in exchange for rent. And they took off for a weekend, and they came back with a 26-foot truck full of marijuana plants that they had cut down out of a city park. And they strung a bunch of lights in the basement to dry it. And I had a path about this wide I could walk on to get to my cot. Everything else was this deep in marijuana. I'd get up in the morning, fill a bread sack full of pot, and go out for the day. They were nice guys. They were business majors. Yeah. That's one of the benefits of growing up in a college town is the college kids. But the real coup there was I got to attend all of their parties. It was a kegger every weekend, block parties, the whole 9 yards, bands, lots of bands. I got a thing about live music. I love live music. Any genre. As long as it's performed live, I'm happy. I used to have a blues band. It broke up during the pandemic. The drummer hung himself. Suicide. Not good. Lead guitarist went to prison for meth, and the bass and keyboard player got Parkinson's disease. Couldn't strum a guitar anymore. The guy had 40 years of training in jazz and couldn't strum a guitar. Sad. They're the ones that gave me the nickname Ghost Mostly. Yeah, I should focus on more of the details with this show. It's time. I'll make some improvements over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully YouTube will notice me and put me in the mix. But in the meantime, I do need to ask viewers to like and subscribe. That's the only thing that YouTube keeps preaching at me. Yesterday, when I ended the show, I got on and I started chatting with YouTube and asking them questions. And they were the ones that told me to change the description of the show. I like talking to people. I like meeting people. I like finding out what's on their mind. So I'm not going to stop doing this. I made a commitment to myself that, I'm going to do this for 3 years. 7.5 months in, I'm making changes, but I'm not quitting. I'm not getting disillusioned either, but I'm not quitting. Hopefully, YouTube has got more information now. And if I change the name or get something, I don't know, that'll draw in more people, hopefully it'll take off. I started working on the set. I got a long way to go. I'm going to put some color on this wall behind me. You see this string of lights going across the top of the couch? I've got a pretty extensive color option in things that I can do with these lights. I've got them on a slow pulse right now, but I need something reflective up there to bounce it higher up off the wall. I was thinking I'll have a shelf built in and maybe line it with aluminum foil or something so that it reflects up. And then I can change it from red to green to blue to purple, pink, yellow, all these different options with this damn remote. This was Crumbelina's doing. She wanted to do something real extensive back there, and I was like, I just want some color, I'll keep working on it. We'll get there eventually. I don't know why I am such a creature of habit, but it takes me a while to make changes. I get into a routine, and I love a good routine. But I'm definitely motivated to do this every day, 5 days a week. And I have started telling people about it. Well, I told a few family members. But, I don't think either of my sons have ever seen the show. I don't think my granddaughter's seen it. Well, she'll pay more attention when she gets away to college. I've been waiting for her to turn 18. Well, she doesn't know it yet, but when she turns 18, I'm going to put her in my budget and start zelling her money every month. Pizza money. She'll be 18. At college, she's going to need pizza money. I was talking to her about what kind of job she's going to try to find when she gets up there. She's been in retail sales and excelled at it. Well, it doesn't hurt that she's drop dead gorgeous. But she's got one of those personalities that when you talk to her, everything else just disappears and you focus straight on her. She's going to go into some type of social work litigation. I know nothing about that. She'll educate me. She'll teach me. But she's graduating high school 3 credits short of an associate's degree. She's been taking college classes for 2 years. And her plan is to have her master's within 4 years. And she's so damn smart, I believe her. Should be interesting because she's moving to Reno and Reno, Nevada. And they get snow, and she's never driven on snow. I'm thinking she should have Uber money in case she doesn't want to drive on it. Personal opinion. Yeah, she's straight A student. I don't know where she got those genes. It wasn't from me. I was never a straight A student. I have a ninth grade juvie school education. Yeah. But I've held a number of different licenses over the years. I think I've managed to educate myself beyond that. I am a published author, and I do have my own TV show, so it's not bad for a ninth grade juvie school education. Hopefully, hopefully her career will go smooth and she'll get everything that she wants. It took me a long time to figure out what I even wanted to do with my life. I think the biggest detriment to my upbringing was the fact that the internet hadn't been invented when I was a teenager. Had it existed, my whole life might have been different. Well, I'd come home And I'd say, hey, I know this is Michigan, but what's Florida like? And my parents said, we don't know. We've never been there. If you wanted to find out what Florida was like, you had to go to Florida. So I did. After I saw Florida, I thought, well, California might be nice. I should go check that out too. That led to 5 years hitchhiking around the country, the continental United States. People would pick me up hitchhiking. Where are you going? I don't know. That's what I used to tell them. I have no idea where I'm going. I'll know when I get there. Well, it was different times back then. The world was not as dangerous as it is now. But my need to know level was pretty damn high. I wanted to see everything, and I think I did. Nowadays, I use the internet for everything. I'll punch up a live cam everywhere. I want to see what the hell's going on. There are live cameras all over the globe that you can access now. Jump into the live feed. I think it's awesome. I wish that would have been available when I was a teenager. So I'm figuring I'm going for a walk in the rain tonight in about 40 minutes after this show. It's still raining, but it ain't coming down hard. It's just like a drizzle. I'll put on a baseball cap and just go for it. I'm drip dry. Yeah. Well, the days are getting longer, so I probably got till 8 o'clock tonight, my time, till dark. 7:30 to 8 in there somewhere. So that gives me like 3 hours. My walk probably only be an hour. Then I'll come home, make dinner. Now you and your lady friend, I hope you last. I really do. Communication is key. Just keep talking to her about everything. I like uh, I like being in a relationship. I like being married, but I got to tell you, I also like being single. I don't have to answer to nobody. You guys in chat, that's about it. And you guys do hold me accountable, so, I'll give you that. But, well, like last night, I slept with the bedroom window open all night. It was raining cats and dogs, thunder and lightning out there. I slept like a baby. Then I got up this morning and I still managed to go back and get an hour and a half nap before showtime. Oh, I sleep with a fan on every night. All right, WBC champ. Sweden in the house. How are you, brother? Tragedy. WBC is a boxer thinking about going pro. And he's in Sweden. Tragedy Tales is in the UK. And he's on his way to bed. Which means that WBC, it must be what? 11 o'clock at night there? Yeah. Well, to bring you up to speed, I had a meltdown a couple of days this week. Yeah. 10:27. Yeah. Good thing you're a night owl. No, I was having a meltdown because I don't know where YouTube's putting my show, but I've decided to make some changes. Well, when I get on, I'm live streaming. When I get on live, I look under what's available to watch that's live, and my show isn't listed. Got me kind of concerned 7.5 months in, I'm like, well, why isn't my show there? So after melting down, I asked YouTube and they said my description of the show was too vague and I needed to put more details in there. So that's what I've done. And then I've also pre-scheduled the show. I got shows scheduled all the way through next week with the new description. And now I'm thinking about changing the title of the show, changing the name of the show from Afternoon Chat. I think I need to find something a little catchier to get more people to click in. I'm thinking that I'll work on that throughout the week on the title of the show, and I'll probably come up with something by next week. And I think maybe I should focus more on world or global news, more global topics, because a lot of my subscribers are in different countries. 11 different countries for 64 subscribers. And there's only like a handful in the US. But I have no idea who YouTube is putting the show in front of. I think the only people that have found this show have done searches under, like, live chat, something like that. But yeah, everything's all good now. My father's out of the hospital. I had a great breakfast with him yesterday. He's moving great, doing great. He's healing up. Yeah, the only people that find me in the recommended are the subscribers. How's your training going? I was going to ask you, are you getting peer pressure from the guys in the gym to like take steroids or anything like that? Hmm. Yeah, that's tough. Back pain. I think if you go to work on your back, you got to do it 2 days in a row. The first day you tear down the muscle, the second day you build new muscle, right? That's my understanding, anyways. So do back work 2 days in a row. The second day is going to be a lot harder, but it should benefit you in the long run, right? Nice. That's real interesting. Do you know that 95 in my opinion, 95% of the women that are looking for a guy want a guy that is above 6 foot tall, and here's the bad news. They want a guy that makes 3-4 million a year. Oh, I know all about back pain. I was in the emergency room for back pain 2 years ago. I wasn't walking with my cane, and my lower back decided that that was not an option. My lower back determined that I must walk with a cane. The issue with walking with a cane is it's a balancing act. If I put too much weight on the cane, I throw my shoulder out. Not enough weight on the cane, and my leg and the lower back hurt. It's a balancing act. You cover for the weak one. Yeah, there's It's a podcast out of Vegas I used to watch. I haven't seen it in a few years, but they were interviewing women and asking them, what do you look for in a mate? Number one thing, guy had to be over 6 foot tall. Number two thing, he needed millions of dollars to keep them happy. The presumption of the podcast that I was watching was that all of you women are chasing the same two guys. You know, there's most men are not over 6 foot tall. Most men don't make millions of dollars every year. So all of these pretty girls are all chasing the same two guys. Now, those two guys, they got options, okay? Their life is pretty damn good, let me tell you. But for the rest of the male race, myself, 5'7", okay, no shot. I thought that it was an interesting show. I know that it was based out of Vegas. I can't remember the guy's name, and I can't remember the name of the podcast. But it was on YouTube. You can find it. I'd say search for podcasts about dating, and it should pop up. I was doing some research on dating for a book. That's how I found it. The whole deal with dating to me was, I'm looking at the course of my life. Which women was I dating, and when, and for how long, and why? I was trying to piece that all together and get an overview. When I was young, I was looking for women that were like my mother, very nurturing, very caring, wanted to have kids, raise kids. You know what I mean? That's what caught my eye. As I got older, my appetites changed. I specifically dated black women for 5 years. Then I specifically dated Asian women for 3 years. Then I specifically dated dangerous women for 2 years. They had to be scary in order for me to be of interest. If they weren't scary, I didn't even notice them. The women that I was dating then were packing guns. They were violent. A couple of them were in street gangs. When I was 50 years old, I was dating a gangbanger out of Compton. She was 23. She'd show up with bloodied knuckles. I'd ice her and bandage her hands. It was very strange. Yeah. She eventually got shot. Yeah. She had a very violent life. Those were the type of women that I was interested in at the time. Funny story. Girl I was dating got out of jail at like 10 o'clock at night. She came over and I fed her. She was a debt collector, and she had gotten arrested while collecting a debt. And for some reason, they let her out at 10 o'clock at night. So the band is over, winding down. She shows up. I feed her, give her a hot meal, and then she's going to go out and go to work. So she leaves the house, and the band members start straggling out. And the last band member gets in his car, and he's driving down the road, and he sees her walking. So he pulls up, and she pistol whips him and robs him of $200. And he gets all kinds of upset. And he says, she was nice when she was at your house, but out there on the street, she might have killed me. And I said, she's a dangerous woman. You need to stay the fuck away from her. Okay? Excuse my language there. It was a funny story. He wasn't real happy, but it was a funny story. She had just gone and she left my house. She went and picked up a gun, and she was going out to work. And evidently work that night was robbing some poor tourist. It had nothing to do with her relationship with me, you know. But I did, you know, stop seeing her after that. That's the type of women that were getting my attention in those days. They had to be dangerous, or I didn't even notice them. But my whole life, it went through cycles. Originally, as a teenager, I wanted to marry my mom. You know what I mean? As someone nurturing, someone that is always going to be there, you know. Which is probably why I fathered a child before I graduated high school. They might have been related, you know. But yeah, I was trying to take an overview look, because now I'm not interested in dating anyone. I'll meet a woman and talk to her, and within 3 minutes, I'll tell myself, yeah, not her. Next. Yeah, not her. Sorry. It's just the way my mind works. I'm ruling them out quick. I'm not going to waste my time or effort on someone that is unable to measure up. Well, I'm tired of getting divorced and losing half my shit. Okay. All right. Enough rambling. Okay, we only had one vote in the poll. Should the U.S. maintain military bases in the Middle East? I will end the poll. 100% yes. Only one voted. Now let me tell you why I put this up as a poll question for today. 13 U.S. bases in the Middle East have been destroyed. Yes, 13 bases, 13 U.S. bases that are in the Middle East have been destroyed. The American soldiers and military personnel have all retreated from those bases. If we want to move back into those 13 bases, we're going to have to rebuild them. It's going to cost a lot of money. All the military personnel has withdrawn from those bases and is now hiding in with the civilian population. The drone warfare has been kicking our ass. I know the news isn't telling you about it, but warfare has changed. Conventional warfare, conventional military equipment is no longer the gold standard, if you will. It used to be tanks. It used to be planes, right? That was the big thing. Now it's drones. And these drones don't cost a ton of money. They're cheap. Cheap drones, the United States military industrial complex can't make any billions in profit by making cheap drones. They need billions in profit in order to be satisfied. So they need to sell multi-million-dollar jets, multi-million-dollar missiles, not little $10,000 drones. They can't make billions in profit off those little drones, which is why I'm considering starting my own drone manufacturing business. Not that I want to make weapons, but I want to make money. If you want to make money in manufacturing, you manufacture something that there is a high demand for. There is a high demand for drones. If Ukraine had 1 million drones a month for 6 consecutive months, they would beat Russia in this war. They would win their war. By having those drones they're sending 300-400 drones a day. If they were sending 30 to 40,000 drones a day, they would win the war. Just like the Iranians are doing to the US right now, they are kicking our ass with those cheap little drones. Literally. 13 bases in the Middle East were destroyed. This is not a joke. War has evolved, and drones versus human bodies, that's what's on the front line. All right, we got to start winding down the show now. I'm rambling. Tragedy Tales, our friend Ryan from the UK, was #1 star today's show. #2, WBC champ out of Sweden. 6'3", 205 pounds of power. Mad respect, dude. Mad respect. And I like your attitude about the ladies. You're halfway home. All you need is a few title belts and the millions will roll your way, right? Then you'll have both. You will be that coveted guy, the one that all them pretty girls are chasing. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. All right. Afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The show without a script, without an agenda. The people in the chat determine what we talk about. The people in the chat have control of the show, whether they realize it or not. This show is about you. You getting a chance to voice your opinion, to be heard around the world for free. I'm not selling you nothing. If you want to be able to chat, you're going to need that Discord app from YouTube, free. You'll find no midstream ads, no sponsors of any kind on this show. There is nothing behind a paywall. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to become an online influencer. As long as we abide by the community guidelines established by YouTube, we can talk about anything you guys want, anytime you guys want. You actually have control of the show. You'll find that I'm going to be very protective over the people in the chat, seeing as they are the guest stars of this show. Not everyone has freedom of speech. Not everyone in this world feels confident enough to get into that chat room and to voice their opinion. Those that do should be respected. That's my opinion. If you want to voice yours, jump in the chat. Your opinion will be respected. You don't have to agree with me to be here, but it might help. I'm just teasing. I want you guys to all know that I appreciate all my viewers. I appreciate everyone that can like and subscribe. If you can't do it, don't sweat it. This show's not here to pressure you. There's nothing behind a paywall. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. Okay. I'm working on this show. I tell people all the time, it's like a blind man that bought a new house. I'm just trying to feel my way around without running into walls and bloodying up my nose. I have no clue what I'm doing. But we are having a good time. The main thing I talk about around here is live and let live. You too, Ryan. Love you, brother. Stay safe, sleep good, and go get them tomorrow. I tell people to live and let live. Don't hate, tolerate. By tolerating your fellow human being, you are able to work together with them. And when human beings work together, they build great things. Open up your front door. Take a look at your skyline. Look out there. Everything that you see is built by humans. Is not built by one man alone. It's by human beings working together. When human beings collaborate, they build awesome things. Things that one man could not build. The diversity of the human race gives us quality of life. It gives us options we would not have without other humans. Don't hate, tolerate. These people you see on TV telling you to hate one another, they are not your friends. If you're an American and you think another American is your enemy, you're wrong. If you're an American and you think your Canadian neighbor is your enemy, you're wrong. He's not. If you're an American and you think your Mexican neighbor is your enemy, you're wrong. He's not your enemy. All the people in this world, and I don't care what country they're from, if you don't get up and go to work, what happens? You don't survive. You got to get up and go to work every day. When we do get up and go to work every day, we prove ourselves to be reliable. We prove ourselves to be dependable. You can rely on your fellow human beings. I don't care what country they're from. I don't care what their line of work is. You can rely on them. You can depend on them. The more people on this planet, the more options we give each other. When I open my front door to walk out, I have options of what I can go and do. I can go to the grocery store. I can go to the bank. I can go to a restaurant. I can go to the park. I can do anything I want to do because of all the other human beings. They give me options. If I lived in the middle of the wilderness, 100 miles from my nearest neighbor, when I walk out my door, I got no options. The only option is to rely on me. I love my options. They give my life an inherent value that I could not have without all the other human beings. I eat bananas that are grown in Brazil. I drink coffee from Brazil. I eat tangerines from Turkey. I eat rice from Japan. These options give me quality of life that I could not have without all these other people. Don't hate, tolerate. You don't have to like everybody. You don't even have to agree with everybody. All you need to succeed is tolerance. I don't care what task you're trying to accomplish. If you want to lighten your workload and you want to speed up your success, you'll get more human beings on your team. That's your key to success. The more people on your team, the faster you stack up your wins. I'm just saying. Afternoon Chat's the name of the show. I'm the host, Ghost Mostly. Those in the chat are our stars. Celebrate them all, respect them all, tolerate them all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you all. Be safe, be happy, find some joy in your life. And if you're looking for joy, it's going to start with love. Find someone to love, find someone to love you. I dare you. See you guys tomorrow. Ghost out.